Good evening, everyone. I know it's been a long day, and we put you through a lot. And you are extremely sociable people, so we can hear all the buzz that's going on, and everybody really being happy to interact. But can I ask you just for a little patience as we finish our day with the announcement of this important book prize. And of course, after this, we have the director's panel. So I think most of you will be aware that the Puan Sri Kayong Yeoh Book Prize is a competition we introduced a few years ago to be able to encourage creativity and critical thinking amongst the children of our staff right across the globe. Tiffany, who was up here, was the book prize winner 2 years ago. She's now studying law in the UK at Reading University. So she's one of our stars. And you will see that they've applied design thinking into the hackathon, trying to find a solution to a problem that we all know exists in our schools. So this is our aspiration. Our aspiration is to try to get these young people, especially your children, and the children of our greater YTL family, to help them understand important global challenges, to help them to kind of think of solutions that stretch their intellectual capacity, to be able to use moral values to see what is the right solution to a problem. So last year, I don't know if many of you know this, but the United Nations launched the Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 of these goals with the principal aim of ending extreme poverty, fixing climate change, and ending inequality. YTL became a delivery partner for these goals in Malaysia, and one of the initiatives that we had was to work with the Ministry of Education through Frog Asia to teach lessons on the global goals to students in this country. We have this wonderful platform called the Frog VLE, and so lessons were uploaded by Frog onto the platform, and working with the MOE, we actually got the Minister of Education, the Director General of Education, and the Deputy Director General to teach lessons on the global goals. And you know what was cool? What was so cool was that they not just taught lessons in that particular classroom, but they used Google Hangout to have other schools join in the lesson. So today's all about technology and how our group is leveraging technology right across our different companies. So the problem we asked this year's contestant were threefold. We said to them, think of a global goal, one of the 17 global goals that you're passionate about. So that's the first thing. What is your passion? 2, develop a campaign to tell people about this problem. And they had to write a newspaper article, and they had to develop a poster. And finally, they had to create a video to tell the story and to widen their reach. And so, we got amazing entries. We were really pleased with the amount of thought that had gone into the entries, with the very well-written essays and the videos. And in particular, in the 18 to 21-year-old category, we had wonderful entries. And so, I'm about to announce this year's winners. Are you ready? So, in the 15 to 17-year-old category, in third place, we have Asher Samuel George. And he wins a prize of $1,000 US, and his father is Samuel George from SPYTL. In second place, winning a prize of $3,000 US, is Ben Pimer. And Ben's father is Andy Pimer, the new CEO of Wessex Water. So congratulations to Ben and Andy. And the winner this year in the 15 to 17-year-old category is Sandeep Rao. And Sandeep wins $5,000 US, and he is the son of Mahalakshmi Paidatali from ERL. So well done. Next, we have the 18 to 21-year-old category. In third place, winning $3,000 US is Tan Su Yi. And Su Yi is the daughter of Tan Kok Po from YTL Power Seraya. In second place and winning US $5,000 is Elijah Chua. And Elijah is the son of Woon Wei Lee and the brother of Tiffany Chua, who was up here. So this is an amazing family. And finally, the winner of the grand prize of $10,000 this year is Serena Sadiq. And Serena is the daughter of Muhammad Sadiq from Geneco, a Wessex Water subsidiary, and again, her sister last year won second prize in the younger category. And so we're going to show you now the videos of the two winning entries in the 18 to 21-year-old category. And you can see how deep they have thought through this, how talented they are. And it's just such a pleasure for YTL Foundation and the YTL Group in general to encourage this creativity and thoughtfulness amongst children of our staff. Thank you so much.
Poverty. Every 3 seconds, a child in the world dies from poverty-related issues. To get to the root of this issue, we must first understand what poverty is and its effects. Poverty is described as a state of lacking in basic necessities such as water, shelter, education, and basic rights. These factors escalate into extreme poverty, in which a person is unable to remove him or herself from poverty at large. The people most affected are those within countries that have ongoing conflicts, such as Syria and many other Central African countries. Global estimates suggest that nearly half of the world's population, that's 2.8 billion people, survive on less than $2 a day. We need to ask ourselves, what will it take to change this reality into a better one? In line with the 17 global goals announced by the United Nations, I sincerely believe that quality education will be the driving factor against poverty. This belief is rooted in the fact that education creates opportunities for those who desperately need them. Education leads to an enhanced life in the form of better job opportunities, championing of rights, and political awareness. We've sat down with Dr. T. Ming Yu, an academic researcher from a local university, to better understand how education can be utilized to change the world.
We know from research is that if a child is educated, then he's much less likely to be in a situation of poverty. Because with a good education, it certainly deals with the issue of, it helps to deal with the issue of poverty. There's a lot of economic benefits. It helps with economic growth. It increases levels of innovation within the country. So there are many reasons why we should be committed to making sure that the education system is well and healthy.
The fight against poverty will be a long and tedious one. The seeds sown will take years to grow, and efforts will have to be consistent. However, I truly believe that if a country is willing to focus and develop its educational system, poverty will have its days numbered as the primary killer of children and adults in the world. All of this begins with us. We must educate ourselves and the people around us, all while keeping updated with current world events. Secondly, we must be advocates and voices in our communities for educational reform. We, the people, have a voice, and our cry will not go unheard. Finally, we must be missionaries in the modern world, spreading hope and love in place of personal agendas and hate. In the words of Bob Marley, overcome the devils with a little thing called love. I am Elijah Chua, and this is why I believe education will change the world.
The fashion industry is a $3 trillion industry. It is also the second largest polluter after oil. These facts mean that we are consuming irresponsibly. Just one t-shirt can require up to 2,700 litres of water to produce, the same amount of liquid that fills 8,181 cans of Coke. 2,700 litres of water could instead be somebody's drinking water for 3.5 years. The fashion industry also has a chemical impact. Dyes contain harmful chemicals that can be deadly to aquatic life. Greenpeace have found that the Citarum River in Indonesia, which 35 million people rely on for drinking water, is one of the most polluted rivers in the world, with the hundreds of textile factories along the shore contributing hugely towards this. The fashion industry also accounts for 10% of all carbon emissions, partly due to the number of miles travelled throughout a garment's life cycle, especially as labour is sometimes cheaper in countries where the raw materials are not grown. There are also issues surrounding the welfare of workers in the fashion industry, with some garment workers spending up to 18 hours in a factory per day, being paid very little. Finding a solution to this problem is important to me as I, like many others, love to shop, but find these facts really worrying. I have an idea that could hopefully enable us to become responsible consumers in regards to fashion. Which of these two shirts is more sustainable? At the moment, we cannot tell. Mandatory nutrition labelling provides us with all the information we need to make an educated decision regarding what to eat. What if a similar system was applied to garments? Numerous factors would influence each indicator, with climate change, water consumption, chemical impact, and ethical workforce being the main indicators. Scales for each indicator could be devised, and a colour coding system could be implemented just like nutrition labelling, so the severity of the sustainable impact of a garment could easily be recognised by a consumer. Sustainable labelling could be added to every garment, both online and in store. Here's how it would look online. Here's how a garment label could look with my proposed sustainable labelling. The addition of sustainable labelling would mean garment sustainability could easily be compared. Here, just by colour and scale score, we can see that this is the more sustainable garment between the two. We should not just be able to compare the sustainability between garments, we should also be able to compare the sustainability between brands, so consumers can make responsible choices regarding where to shop. An eco-report button could be added to the homepage of every fashion brand, linking it to the sustainability report of that brand. Currently, it can be really difficult to access company sustainability reports. The button could be colour-coded from red to green, giving the consumer an instant insight into how sustainable a brand is. These ideas could help us to become responsibly consuming individuals, which could create sustainable communities, which in turn would have a global impact. Sustainable labelling and the addition of an eco button could help us reach the global goal of responsible consumption, hopefully encouraging companies to adopt sustainable practices and improve public sustainability knowledge. If people were to use the labelling to make more responsible clothing decisions, it could also affect many more of the global goals.